Hi guys, in this video I'm going to do another game of Kasparov's greatest games, and once again we have Kasparov against Anand from Moscow 1996, and Kasparov's playing white, e4 c5, so another Sicilian defence. Knight f3, d6, d4, takes, knight f6, knight c3, a6, so Anand chooses to play the knight off. Now Kasparov goes bishop e2 here instead. That last game we saw against the knight off, he played bishop c4. Okay, so this time he goes bishop e2, e6, f4, bishop e7, castles, bishop e3, queen c7, and now g4. So Kasparov really wants to start a kingside attack as early as possible. Rook e8, g5, knight drops back to d7, bishop goes into d3, knight c6, and now queen h5. So Kasparov brings his queen over to the king's side. Really sort of an aggressive move, and he might have ideas with on h7. So Anand plays g6 here. Also Kasparov was threatening to play knight takes e6. Oops, threatening knight takes e6 because if pawn takes, and there's queen takes e8, winning the rook. So that's also a big threat too. So g6 was played, queen back to h4. Okay, and now bishop comes back this way to f8, so you can play bishop to g7. After bishop f8, rook f3. So Kasparov's really getting on for his attack. He wants to go rook h3 and put a lot of pressure on his h7 pawn. So bishop g7 makes a lot of sense. Also attacking this knight, so knight drops back to e2. b5 was played, rook h3, attacking this pawn, so knight f8. Was played by Anand, and now f5. So Kasparov is really just getting on with his attack here, and he wants to bring this rook into the game, to the f file, and play f6 to just block out this bishop. So here Anand does play knight e5, and that was the only downside of playing f5, is now the black can use as a really nice outpost for his knight, and now his bishop's going to come probably to b7, and maybe Anand can create some chances of his own. But okay, Kasparov doesn't allow this. He goes f6, it's closing the bishop. Bishop has to go back to h8, and now a3, stopping b4, rook b8. Trying to play b4, and now Kasparov just decides to play b4 himself, which is an interesting idea. Bishop b7 is played, and now rook f1. So Kasparov brings his last piece into the game. Rook b c8, bishop to d4, knight to c6, bishop back to e3, knight to e5 again. So I guess Anand wants to go for the perpetual, bishop d4, knight c6. Kasparov declines and plays rook to f4, so I guess he thinks he's got a really nice position here. Rook f4, queen d7 was played, queen h6, stopping any h5 breakouts, and also preparing to play, brings other rook over to the h file. Knight takes d3. C takes d3, e5, and now rook goes back to f1. Rook c7, bishop to b6, so now rook's got to move again, rook to c6. Now Kasparov really is starting to dominate the position after knight d5. Protects the bishop. He also might have some knight e7 check threats as well, where he can win the exchange. This is where it starts to get very uncomfortable for Anand. Bishop goes back to c8, so attacking the rook on h3. Rook to e3, queen to b7, and now this is where I want you to pause the video and try to find the winning move here for white. So white to move and win. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the video, and the winning move from Kasparov here is just quite remarkable. He just plays bishop to d8. It's a really nice move because now obviously rook can't take d8 because of knight e7 check, and now we see how these two pieces aren't really helping the king, as the black king can't move anywhere, so queen would be forced to take, just pawn takes, and white's even winning another piece here, so this is just completely losing for black. So after bishop d8, the bishop cannot be taken, and now bishop e7 check, knight e7 check is a big threat. Anand played knight e6, that's knight e6, knight e7 check, rook has to take it, pawn takes, so it's now threatening promotion, and now queen d7 is played, and just rook simply back to h3, and Anand resigned since he cannot defend the h7 pawn. It's going to be checkmate, because now his knight can't get back to this f8 square because the pawn's here. If you try something like knight takes g5, obviously queen takes g5 would still be okay because obviously queen takes you promote, but a much easier way to win is just checkmate on f8 here. So after rook h3, black is completely lost, and it just shows another fantastic game from Kasparov at beating the Sicilian. So I hope you guys liked it. Please leave your comments, and I'll see you guys next time.